Welcome back to FS22, and today we are on Snowman's Land. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. You're probably thinking, but it's not very snowy, and we don't get a lot of snow in FS22. Why the hell are you sitting there in a gator with a snowplow, with a salt spreader on the back in your winter gear? Well, the weather's changing a bit. So today I'm going to take you through a file that I've created, which will give you some pretty extreme weather through autumn and winter when you add it to a map. You're looking at temperatures down to about -30°C. You're looking at snow pretty much solidly from the beginning of autumn right through winter, maybe with a little bit in spring. There should be a very low chance that you'll get a day in the autumn and winter months where you don't have snow. There is a slim chance, but it's small. Spring and summer, pretty nice. But yeah, if we progress from August into September and into autumn time, you will see that we start to get a fair bit of snow. What I haven't done with this is do anything with crop growth. So this is purely if you want to get a lot of snow, particularly in the autumn and winter months, you could drop this file in and you'd get some snow, and you could have a snowy winter, and then you could take it back out again if you wanted normal weather for planting and harvesting and things. And the game is deliberately letting me down, and we're not going to get snow until a little bit later in the day. So we'll just speed up time a little bit, and we'll just hang out and wait for the snow to fall. So I am going to cover how you install this in a moment. It's very much like installing the growth geo that I did. It's copying a new file into either the map or the base game files, and then pointing the map that you're using to that new data file. So we are looking at some snow starting very soon here. Probably that there's a limit to how deep the snow can get. I'm guessing on the gator you're probably looking about being the depth of the wheels on the gator. So our snow has set in for the day, and just to get some snow on the ground, we're just going to progress another day, and we should start to see it getting fairly snowy. You can see it's pretty much snowed all the way through the day that we have skipped. So this is something that someone asked me for. It's not something that I'm too fussed about, really. I'm not a massive fan of snow, but yeah, a nice snowy road now. We can show how the snowplow works on this. There we go. I guess hopefully we can turn it to the side. Yeah, there we go. Snow ploughing at 25 miles an hour. Wow, that's different. So yeah, looking at our weather forecast, we're looking now at snow all the way through until March. I would suggest it's probably worth playing this on more than 1 day months, because once you get to March, you're probably going to want to get some better weather, or have your winter, have your deep snow, do your snow ploughing, and then back this out and go back to normal weather for planting and harvesting. It's possibly how you might want to do it, particularly if you wanted to role play some sort of brutally cold winter. I mean, look, in February, we're looking at -32°C. That is pretty chilly. So the weather is based on Saskatchewan in Canada. So if you're using Camille Farms map, perfect to add in. He's got the growth covered, but this will give you the weather as well. So how do we do it? Well, let's jump out, and I'll show you how to add it in, and then I'll just skip forward a few months and we'll see what the snow actually gets like. So first, let's look at how you might add it to just a map, and there's a link in the description to download the file, and you get this file called environment. And what we're going to do is add that to the map. So over here I have my mods folder, and here we have no man's land. So you've got a couple of options to do this. You can either open the archive and navigate to the maps folder and just drag and drop in the file. Some people that doesn't work for, so I'm going to show you the slightly longer method, which is to go on to 7-zip and extract to no man's land. So that will unzip it, and you want to delete the zipped version or take a backup of it, but you don't want it in your mods folder anymore. Then going to go into the no man's land folder, into maps, and we are going to copy our environment file and paste it in. And yes, we want to replace. And if we open up the map, we just check that the environment data is pointed to maps/environment, and we are good to go. I would suggest you rezip the map, so go up to this level, to the first one, and Control A to select it all, right click, 7-zip, and add to no man's land.zip, and then cut that file with Control X, go up to your mods folder and Control V to paste, and then just delete the folder. So that's one way that you can add this to your game. Give me a sec. If you wanted to add this to a base game map, so you would navigate to where your FS22 base game data files are stored, and then you could just copy and paste the environment file over the one that is in the base game data file for the map. So you've got one for each of the maps. You might find that this changes the lighting and things. If you're on a modded map, you might want to be careful. So something like Calmston, I think, probably has a custom environment file where it changes all the lighting and things. So we'll have a look quickly at how you might want to do it for something like that. So if you did want to add this to a map like Calmston, or another map that's got some other custom environment stuff in it, what I would do is take a copy of the map, extract it like we did before. We just let 7-zip do its thing, go into the map, go into the maps folder, open up the environment folder for the map. So that's this one that's opened up, and then scroll down to the weather section. So we don't need to worry about this bit. We are looking for where it starts with season. And then this is the custom file that you've downloaded from watching this video, and we do the same thing. We scroll down to season, and what you could do actually is just click on the little plus sign to minimize those, and then I would scroll, highlight all of those, and press Control C to copy, and then do the same thing. Minimize those, and then highlight those and paste in the new one. And you'll see that, you know, we've got our cold weather temperatures. So you can then just save that, close the text editor, and then we will navigate up to the top of the folder for the mod. Do Control A to select all, right click, 7-zip, add to Calmston.zip, and that's your Calmston farm with very snowy weather. And what I'll do is I'll load up Calmston now, and we'll see what it's like with a very snowy set of weather, I think. Before we look at Calmston, what I've done is just fast forwarded time a bit so you can see just how much snow that we get, and you can see that even though we had ploughed this road, you know, we're halfway up the tyres on the back of the Gator. If I just try and get ourselves, we've got some seriously deep snow now. So if you want deep snow, this is the thing for you. What I wanted to show you is what happens before we look at Calmston, what happens if you want to take this back out of your save, because there's an extra step you need to do. So if we look at the weather forecast now, we're looking at, you know, negative 29, 30 Celsius all the way through March, and then April, May, You know, April's looking pretty cold as well. So what we're going to do is just save this, go back out to the editor, and we'll just look at how we might want to take this out. So the easiest way for most maps, unless you've made an edit, is just to re-download a fresh copy. That will take out the snow environment that I've created. As with doing all of these things, I would take a backup of copy of the map before you make the changes anyway, particularly if you've made edits to the map yourself. Always back stuff up before you start doing these things. So that's what I've done. I've just downloaded a fresh copy of No Man's Land. So if we just take a quick peek in there at the environment file, I could see it, and scroll down to the weather in winter. You know, we've got much more normal temperatures and we've got normal weather. So yeah, to back it out of what we've done, you just copy in your backup that you made before you put in this snowy environment, or download a fresh copy. The bit that I wanted to show you was about the save game, because in the save game there is also an environment file, and if you look in there you'll see we've got the weather type that is coming up next, and what you want to do is just delete a bunch of that and hit save, and then close it, and we'll reload the game. So quick reload, you can see we've still got our lots and lots of snow, but if we now look in the forecast, we can see the weather has changed completely for the forecast. Actually the day is going to warm up quite significantly once we progress past what was left in the save game, and the future months look much warmer. So that's how you could back it out if you wanted to. If you just wanted to have a really snowy winter, to just role play a bit of snow ploughing and stuff, and then go back to normal for planting crops. Let's have a quick look at Calmsden in the midst of an Arctic winter, shall we? And here we are on a fairly snowy November Calmsden day. Snow is falling, the snowman's half buried. Where's the dog gone? Okay, this gives you a nice, that's a nice idea, just how deep the snow has gotten. The dog was around here somewhere. He is out playing in the snow. But I'm not, there he is. You really should go inside, mate. It's kind of cold. Yeah, nice snowy roads. Let's jump in a tractor and do a bit of ploughing maybe. Up at the main yard on Calmsden, and we have a fair bit of snow to deal with. Not used one of these snow plows before. It's kind of weird. It's like in two sections. Anyway, yeah, you can see we have a lot of snow up here at the yard. Much more snow than you would probably see in the UK, to be honest, but you know, people do seem to like their snow ploughing in FS. So yeah. But I think with a map like Calmsden, you want to copy the weather into the existing environment file rather than just copying in my environment file, because Oxy has done a lot more to the map than just I've got some deer in the snow, than just copy and paste the base game one. Yeah, I would totally do it the way that I've just done this, and if you're going to do that, definitely keep a backup, because you're going to want to be able to copy that back in, probably because the weather forecast is not awesome. You know, we're looking at -30 still, slightly nicer weather in spring, but yeah, this is purely set up so that for 6 months of the year you get stupid levels of snow, because people like snow in FS. If you add this to your save game, you're doing it completely at your own risk. It will not affect how crops grow. If it does, it's another bug in the game. But yeah, if you like this, leave me a comment below, like the video. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. If you really like it, you could buy me a coffee, and yeah, snowy weather on FS. Catch you next time.